Welcome back to the Elida Fieldhouse Division 7 Regional Semifinal matchup. Tonight's pregame and tips to the game are brought to you by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization and weed controls, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, and installation and more. Mark Scheid, Jerry Snodgrass. Jerry, Fort Jennings comes in at 19-6. They were 5-2 in the PCL. Keys to the game for the Musketeers.
You look at Delphos St. John's, they're loaded with talent, with shooters. Fort Jennings has to defend all five. You can't just take away Cam Elwer and think you're going to beat them. They have other people that step up, so they have to, number one, defend all five. Secondly, they have to stay out of foul trouble. The Musketeers, when they get aggressive, especially if they're behind a little bit, they tend to get in foul trouble, and they're not real deep. And thirdly, they have to have good shot selection. They're not going to get a lot of attempts. They average just slightly over 50 points a game, and possessions are limited. They're going to have to take advantage of them.
Well, Delphos St. John's, they come in at 22-2. They were 9-0 and swept their way through the Midwest Athletic Conference. Keys to the game for them.
Well, you know what? I think they need to start fast. Their last game, they did not. Which was good for them down the road in tournament time. But at the same time, I think if they start fast, they'll really put the mark on the game early, and I think that's a key to them. Secondly, they need to keep the Musketeers off the free throw line. Last game, they hit a ton of free throws in the second half in particular, and they have to keep them off the line. And thirdly, they need to defend the three. They've done a very good job, the Musketeers have, from the three-point line, and they have to defend it well.
That's our pregame, brought to you today by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. We're going to come back with the starting lineups and opening tip after this. You're watching high school tournament basketball, WOSN. Welcome back to the Elida Fieldhouse Division 7 Regional Semifinal. Tonight's pregame and tips to the game are brought to you by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization and weed control programs, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, and installation and more from Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Mark Scheid, Jerry Snodgrass. Jerry, Musketeers come in at 19-6. They were 5-2 in the PCL. Keys to the game for them.
Well, number one, when you're playing a great loaded team like Delphos St. John's, you've got to defend all five of St. John's players. You can't just focus. You think, well, we'll focus on Cam Elwer and let the others beat him. You can't do that. Secondly, I think that they need to stay out of foul trouble. They're not real deep, and I think that's going to be a big key for them. When they get behind and have to pressure a little bit more, they tend to get in a little bit of foul trouble. And thirdly, they're not going to get many attempts on offense, so they're going to have to be efficient and have good shot selection in order to capitalize on every single offensive possession.
Well, the Delphos St. John's Blue Jays, 22-2, swept their way through the Midwest Athletic Conference, 9-0. Keys to the game for them.
Well, I think number one, I think they need to start fast. I think they want to try to establish right away. They average 70 a game, so they want to try to get that pace going right away. So starting fast is a big key. They have to keep the Musketeers off the free throw line. That's where they've gotten a lot of their points, and that's in two close tournament games. That is how they've won the game. A key foul at the end of the game, their last game, and, again, a key for Delphos St. John's to keep them off the foul line. And thirdly, they need to defend the three. Musketeers have shown they've been pretty darn good from three with multiple players, and I think that's a big key to keep that differential in the game.
The pre-sale was $2,100. This place is going to sell out. It's a great environment for a regional tournament game. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening tip after this. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. We're back at a packed Elida Fieldhouse. Tonight's premier sponsor is Northwest Ohio Recycling in Pandora. Paying top dollar for aluminum, copper, brass, scrap iron, and scrap cars. You can call 419-384-3392. Our presenting sponsor tonight is Simplified Flooring. Simplified Flooring will make choosing your flooring simple. Mark Scheid, Jerry Snodgrass here. Jerry, if you are a high school basketball player, this is kind of what it's all about, isn't it?
It is. Driving here tonight, the weather's warm. Talk about spring coming in. No. It's tournament weather.
Yes, it is.
You walk in here, you saw the line outside, wait to get in.
Yes.
It's the way it should be.
A long, long, long time ago, and I hate to say this, but we are both old coaches. They told me if you're driving to your tournament game and it's daylight, you're having a good year.
Yeah,
and that's what we did tonight.
Yeah, and I learned another one a long time ago that somebody told me, well, no, it's dead skunks on the road. It's skunk mating season. So when you see that, I can't help but thinking that every time I see them, it's tournament time.
Let's go through our starting lineups for Fort Jennings Musketeers. First of all, they're the visitors on the scoreboard. They will go with number 1, Owen Cavaledge. He's a 6'1 senior averaging 5.9 points per game. Calvin Menke wears number 2. He is a 5'11 junior. Calvin averaged 11.4 points per game. He was a second T-ball conference in the PCL. The player of the year in the conference, Jaron Swick. He wears number 12, a 6'2 senior. He averages 16.7 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, and 2 assists, 2 steals. Number 14, Brant Menke, 5'10 senior at 3.8 points per game and nearly 4 assists. And number 24, Adam Hurston, 5'9 senior, averaging 3.5 points per game for the Musketeers. For the Delphos St. John's Blue Jays and Coach Aaron Elwer, they will start number 1, Jackson Weeker, 6'1 sophomore at 5.2 points per game. Number 10 is Drew Boggs, a 6'1 senior, 6.3 points per game. Player of the year in the Midwest Athletic Conference, Cam Elwer, 28 points a game, 6.9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. He wears number 11. He's a 6'2 junior. Second team all-conference, number 12, Aaron Elwer, 6'1 sophomore, 13.5 points per game, 4 rebounds. And Easton Elwer Wells, number 13. Easton is a 6-foot freshman. He averages 6.4 points per game. Fort Jennings averages 50.2 points per game. They give up 46.1. They got here with wins over Pandora, Gilboa, Kalida, and Miller City. Delphos St. John's averages 68.1. They give up 47.7. They got here with wins over New Knoxville, USV, and Minster last Saturday. Our officiating crew tonight, Joe Allen, Aaron Braun, Tate Mayberry. You can see them in the background here as we're introducing the starters from both teams. Jerry, I mentioned a moment ago, Fort Jennings comes in here. They were the 4 seed. They beat the 6 seed Pandora Gilboa, but then the 3 seed Kalida and the number 1 seed Miller City.
Yes, absolutely. Beat 2 PCL teams, so that's extremely competitive there. But you're right. They've had a good finish. And I mentioned this earlier about how they have really bought in to Coach Steckschulte. It's their first winning record, actually, since, I think, 2007 or 8? Something like that?
It's their first.
Or, excuse me, I think it's a little bit
first district since 2007.
Yes. But they have really bought in and only second year for Coach Steckschulte, and really this getting to the regional tournament, quite an accomplishment.
Drew Boggs will jump center with Jaron Swick. Fort Jennings in their black uniforms with orange trim. The Blue Jays are in white, and they have blue trim on their jerseys. And we are ready for regional semifinal basketball. The ball tipped into the backcourt and ends up in the hands of Adam Hurston. And it will be Musketeer ball first. To the wing it goes. Cavaledge, top of the circle. Headed to the rim is Menke. Pull-up jumper, and it rattles out. The rebound comes to Cam Elwer.
And again, they come out in a man-to-man. Blue Jays do, and get down the court as quick as they can.
This is Boggs. He finally is able to kick it out to Andrew Elwer. To the rim he goes. And lost it in the lane. Picked up by Hurston. And we'll get our first foul in the basketball game. That goes to Drew Boggs for the Blue Jays. Mikey got a good look on the baseline. Just didn't go for it.
And you look, they do such a good job of getting penetration, but then we see the first foul of the game. And it's going to be interesting, I think, for Fort Jennings especially, how the game is called.
This is Cavaledge with the basketball. It's tipped out of bounds. Our replay sponsor tonight, Thermoguard. Tonight's replay brought to you by Thermoguard. Quality windows and doors from a local company you can trust. Visit thermoguardwindows.com or call 419-229-4273 for a free estimate.
Drew Boggs got his hand on that ball, and, stays with the Musketeers, but that just shows you how quick and strong they are. Hands, feet, just pressure defense all over.
Coming off the screen, Cavaledge to the corner it goes. This will be Menke. Brant Menke pull-up jumper, misses. Rebound comes to Andrew Elwer. Cam Elwer headed to the rim. Reverse layup. Cam Elwer has an opening basket.
That alone shows why he averages 28 a game. He goes in for a drive. You think, oh, my gosh, he's going to get an offensive foul on somebody. No, takes the Euro step, goes around, and just lays it in so softly on the other side.
Menke picks up the loose ball. Off a screen comes Brant Menke, and then the handoff to Cavaliers. To the corner it goes. Pull-up jumper in the lane, rattles out. Cam Elwer's in a hurry the other way. To the corner it goes. 3-ball out of the corner. That missed. Fight for the rebound, and Hurston has it. Adam looking for some help. Pass ahead goes to Brant Menke. To the corner it goes.
Hurston went up big to get that defensive rebound, and I think that's a big key for them, too, is keeping the Blue Jays off the boards.
Oh, and Cavaliers' shot is short. It's tipped out of bounds that time by Jaron Swick, and it will stay with the Blue Jays.
Well, you notice in the the couple possessions so far, they've really not gotten a very clean look at the basket.
Scoreboard brought to you by Ultimate Outdoor. Bring your outdoor living indoors. Resort-style living in your backyard every day with luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. This ball's kicked. Tonight's premier sponsor is the Eyesight of Lyman Delphos. Dr. Underbrink at the Eyesight of Lyman Delphos provides quality, comprehensive eye care to Lyman, Delphos, and surrounding areas. Visit the Eyesight of Lyman for more information. And I better get all the names and numbers right because he's my doctor. Into the lane it goes. Back cut. Reverse layup. And that's a finish inside for Cam Elwer. Nice pass.
Cam Elwer gets the 2 points, but what a great pass inside. Just let him just right on that backdoor cut.
To the corner goes Cavaliers. Calvin Menke. Pass inside. Swick hasn't had a shot yet. Power layup inside. Cam Elwer had that defended. We'll go the other way. And out in transition and unable to finish at the rim was Andrew Elwer. And the ball stays with St. John's. First sub into the game. And that will be Tice McLean.
You know, sometimes that's what that quick play by Delphos St. John's, the tempo that they set, kind of gets you in that rhythm a little bit too when you don't want to do it. And that pass, it was an errant pass, a little bit behind on the outlet, results in a turnover.
Cam Elwer, pull up three. He's got 104 of those on the season. 3-point sponsor tonight is Matt City and Coley. Backdoor cut. Finish inside. Jaron Swick.
I just got done saying what a great pass and backdoor cut on the other end, and we saw the same one here.
Elwer into the lane. Ball fakes. Goes up, and we're going to get our first foul of the game.
I'm sure I'm not the first one to say this, but the thing that impresses me most when you watch Elwer go in, you see the strength of him. Yeah. You know, and one, to draw the foul, but two, to take the ball in there under control with a lot of pressure and maintain possession and control.
Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Look, the owned and operated Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering, too. Cam Elwer, who has made 114 of 122 free throws on the season. You can tack another couple onto that. And he has all 9 St. John's points, and we've not played 4 minutes yet.
And I might even keep a statistic on how many times he hits the rim. Everything right now, everything he's put up, has not only gone in, but has not done anything but.
Here's a move to the goal. Left-handed shot. This is going to be the and-one opportunity for Brant Menke.
What a great move that time. Saw the open lane. The offensive end was cleared out a little bit. Saw it, went to his left. Great shot at the end.
Tice McLean will get his first foul. To the free throw line, the 54% shooting Menke. That goes back to the rim. And Cam Elwer has another rebound. That might be 4 already.
And that's where his strength, Mark, that's where his strength really comes in also.
And we're going to get an offensive foul. Owen Cavaliers will take a charge on Cam Elwer by great defensive position.
I was just going to say that Cavaliers played that right, knew, he just anticipated that Cam Elwer was going to cross over, and that's what he got, an offensive foul as a result of it.
Braden Klaus will enter the basketball game as well. You can see the brace out there on Tice McLean. He wears number 2. Missed a lot of time with a wrist injury this year. Good to see him back for the tournament, unless you're an opponent. Here's number 25. This is Ian Halbert. His shot's blocked inside. That block was by Maddox Krager. To the wing it goes. Braden Klaus. Braden Klaus goes inside, and we will have a foul.
I will say this on this end of the court. I'm very impressed with the offensive abilities of the Musketeers of Fort Jennings. They just right now, and I think one of the big keys, they do not have an offensive rebound yet. And that, so I go back to those keys at the start of the game about taking advantage of every possession because you're only going to get one shot out of it.
There's a pass inside. Krager, kick out pass. Elwer, ball fakes. Step back jumper, and he is so good at that. He started doing that as a freshman. He's just strong enough that you get just enough contact that he bumps backwards. Number 2, Calvin Menke gets that foul. That's the third foul of the quarter. Back to the free throw line.
And I think that's what separates him so much. You see a lot of good shooters. You see a lot of good players that have good moves, but he's got strength. He showed that on the defensive end on rebounding. It's hard to stay. You saw him doing that offensive foul because the defender, Calvin, went flying.
Makes both of Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. He has all 11 Blue Jay points. 4.5 minutes into this one. Here's a three going to go up from Brant Menke. That's long. Rebound into the hands of Drew Boggs. Boggs again. And on top it goes Easton Elwer. Cam Elwer, and what do we have? Offensive foul inside?
I believe so.
Looking for the call. It will go against Jackson Wiekert.
Well, that whole sequence, though, on the offensive end, I mentioned that the Musketeers have not had an offensive rebound. Sometimes one of the hardest things to rebound is an air ball.
Yes.
And that last one, but Jackson Wiekert had him checked out. In fact, almost too long. They ended up getting a possession for St. John's.
The foul was actually on 10, not on 1, so Drew Boggs has picked up 2 fouls here in the first 5 minutes of opening quarter. Into the rim. Shot missed. Easton Elwer goes the other way. This is a 3 out of the corner. Short. Rebound. Brant Menke. Brant Menke's in a hurry. Swick. Spins into the lane and bounces out on him. Had a chance for an and one.
And again, I think there's the highlight, that I mentioned earlier. Offensively, look at this crossover move and, right there, and just pivots well to get to the hole. Almost dropped, but does go to the line for 2.
Jaron Swick, a 72% free throw shooter on the season, will get Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. That's his third point of the game. What a 3-point field goal earlier. Tonight's 3-point sponsor is Matt's Heating and Cooling. Is your home in the energy efficient zone? Call Matt's Heating and Cooling or go to callmattsheating.com to schedule a free estimate. Swick's second free throw. That will make it 11-6. Easton Elwer, and that's Cam on the wing. Little zone now.
Yep, come out. It looks like a 1-3-1.
Looks like a 1-3-1. Skip pass corner. Andrew Elwer ball fakes, gets inside, kick out.
What great ball movement.
Pass inside. It was off the hands of Jackson Wiekert. Here's an outlet pass. And Menke spins into the lane, goes off glass, and shot it a bit hard. Cam Elwer with another rebound.
Great moves. They just have not had the chance that they dropped. They just haven't dropped. They've been good moves.
Good pressure out front by Calvin Menke. Klaus missed his 3. Cavillage rebounds. Lost it. Cam Elwer to the lane. Fights it up inside, and that one will go. Points 12 and 13 for him in the quarter.
And again, that strength. He gets bumped, he gets bruised, but still manages not only to get it up, but score.
Hudson Mag is in the basketball game for Fort Jennings. He wears 21. Here's a back cut into the lane. Kick out. This will be a 3 from Mag. Shot bounces high and long, and with a good check out from Cam Elwer, Jaron Swick will pick up his second foul with 7 minutes gone in the game. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Dale's Concrete. Call Dale's Concrete and Decorative Stamping in Leipzig for all your commercial and residential concrete needs.
You know, I shouldn't be too surprised about what I think is solid defense that the Musketeers are playing. They've played it all year long. They're only giving up 46 points a game, and it isn't just for holding the basketball. They're playing good defense.
Cam Eller, ball fakes, goes up from 14. High for the rebound is Klaus. And what Braden went so high, he went out of bounds with it.
Yes, he did, but he timed that perfectly.
Swick stays in the game with his 2 fouls. As we're under a minute to go in our opening quarter.
Swick's such a big key for them, averaging over 16 a game. He's a baseball commit to Tri-C Junior College.
Spin move in the lane. Battle for the rebound. This one comes to Andrew Elwer. Cam Elwer looking last shot are the Blue Jays opening quarter.
You know, the other thing about the Blue Jays, like every player on the court has just great court sense. You know, they see the floor so well. They're heads up all the time.
Bounce pass inside, just what you're talking about, ends up in Jackson Weekert's hands. And right at the buzzer, St. John scores, and they will take a 15-6 lead in a break. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. Tonight's three-point sponsor here at Elida is Matt's Heating and Cooling. Is your home in the energy-efficient zone? Call Matt's Heating and Cooling or go to callmattsheating.com to schedule your free estimate. No timeouts in the opening quarter, but our timeout sponsor tonight is Metzger Financial Services. Helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com.
Mark, when we look at Fort Jennings, I don't know how many attempts they've had from three, but several. And they have 86 threes between Swick, Calvilage, and Calvin Menke. And it's their second most in school history. So
right.
They're capable. They just haven't hit them, and they're not getting an offensive board out of it.
They have 132 made threes on the season. That's more than 5 per game. Easton Elwer with the basketball as Fort Jennings has gone back man-to-man. Cam Elwer into the lane, gets his shot blocked, but there's contact.
You know, we saw the Musketeers go to a zone, you know, at the start of or in the first quarter, and you know, part of that is once Cam Elwer starts driving, you know, it's really tough. If you do try to pick him up, you either foul him or he dishes, and very, very tough to defend.
And Halbert picks up the foul as Cam Elwer has his 14th point. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's. Local and operated. Lee's not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering, too. He makes both. He's got 15 of the 17 St. John's points, does Cam.
Well, you talk about making both. Mark, have you ever seen a coach's kid that can't hit free throws? I've never seen it. You know,
they seem to spend a little time in the gym, don't
they? Sure
they?
do.
Yeah. Owen Catalidge comes off a screen. Coming off this screen, down the corner, it goes to Halbert. Ian looks into the lane. Back out in the front to Catalidge. Swing it around to Mag. And now Swick. Swick spins into the lane. Now Mag. Here's the bounce pass inside. Swick, turnaround jumper in the lane, will roll in for him. Jaron's got 6 in the game.
Well, you see why he's averaging what he's averaging. And I mentioned earlier he's a baseball commit, you know, at Tri-C Junior College, but just a great athlete.
2 great passes. The ball is up in the hands of Jackson Weekert. That should be a hockey assist.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. 2 great passes.
And a good movement to the goal. This 3 is going to go up from Mag.
Hudson
Mag. Just what you talked about, Jerry, as he makes a 3-point field goal. Sponsored tonight by Swick. Looks at it. Team's up, is down to 8. Matt's Heating and Cooling is our 3-point sponsor. To the rim. Nope. Battle for the rebound, and it went off of. Looks like it went off of Jackson Weekert.
And I believe that is their first offensive rebound of the game.
Into the game will come Tice McLean. Into the game comes Max Krager. Back into the game also Calvin Menke. Both coaches trying to keep fresh bodies on the court. And we get a 5 count. Solid defense.
And every possession is valuable. It's tough turning the ball over, on an inbounds pass.
Tonight's premier sponsor is the Eyesight of Lyman Delphos. Dr. Underbrink at the Eyesight of Lyman Delphos provides quality, comprehensive eye care. Lyman, Delphos, and surrounding area. Visit the eyesightoflyman.com for more information. Cam Elwer was headed to the rim, and it was grabbed out of the air by Brant Menke and goes out of bounds.
Their movement, Blue Jays' movement in the offensive end, a couple passes that everybody's moving, and it just opens that up inside for Cam Elwer. Right there.
Right there he goes to the rim, and we'll get a chance to shoot another pair of free throws. Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. That foul will go to Owen Cavillage. He now has 2 in the game, and back to the free throw line goes Cam Elwer.
And that was designed off that inbounds pass, to open things up, and opens it up for him to go one-on-one to the basket.
He just hit the rim with that one. Mark
that
one down. He has made all, what's we got here, 7 of his free throws, looking at 8 right here. Spliced that one as well. 17 in the game for Cam Elwer.
And we still have 6 minutes left in the first half.
Leading scorer in the history of St. John's basketball. And there's a whole lot of very good players that have gone through that program. Down to the corner it goes. Hudson Mag. And then back out on front. Here's a pass inside. Swick spins in the lane. Gets a block by Elwer. Blocked into the hands of Halbert. To the rim. Left-handed shot. Nope. Cam Elwer with another rebound. He's going to push the pace the other way and was fouled from behind.
But we look at that, and here we go on the break. Look how quick St. John's gets down the court.
Our replay center brought to you by Thermalguard. Quality windows and doors from a local company you can trust. Visit thermalguardwindows.com or call 419-229-4273 for a free estimate. Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. Back at the Elida Fieldhouse, tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering, too. Premier sponsor, that is Northwest Ohio Recycling in Pandora. And we're headed to the rim, and finishing is Menke.
And they're staying in striking distance. Now they come out in the zone after that timeout. But they're right there.
Just 8 down, following their first timeout of the game, their first Metzger Financial Services timeout. And they are staying in their 1-3-1. Got 2 guys on the court with 2 fouls. Here's a 3 out of the corner from Easton Elwer.
And that's how you break it, especially against a 1-3-1. Those corners are open with a good ball movement.
Easton Elwer makes a match hitting and cooling 3-point field goal. He's got 23 of those on the season. Appreciate both coaches getting us stat information early this week. Like they had nothing else on their mind this week. Winning on Saturday in their district finals, coming back on Tuesday night. Here's a 3 that's going to go up from Brant Menke. Here's a long pass ahead. Great vision. And ball faking going to the rim. Easton Elwer's got 5. How about the pass?
Yeah, and that's what I said before. How quick that pass went from a contested rebound, out like that. Just great court vision.
St. John's Blue Jays fans come to life. They've got a double-up lead at 26-13. Trying to post up Swick inside, and he's fouled from behind. That will be the second foul on Cam Elwer.
I think he got caught there because the tip was clean. But to try to get around him and get the ball, he hooked him. And I think that's where the call was.
Into the game will come Jackson Wiekert. Dad comes over and says 2 fouls. We're letting you play, son.
Yeah. And you know what? That's smart players know how to play with 2 fouls in the first half.
That 3 missed out of the corner by Calvin Menke will go the other way. Easton, Cam, and now Andrew Elwer.
You kind of watch that ball movement, usually the ball, gets reversed, and it's hard for that guy inside to get all the way out on that.
Jackson Weaker's going to have to take a whole bunch of teammates out for pizza when this one's over because they're dropping dimes to him on the baseline.
Yes, they are.
Pass goes on top. Hudson Mag off a screen. Swick roll in the corner. Mag looks inside. Swick posts up again. And we're going to get an offensive foul.
Yeah, I think it's on the other side.
Yep. Off the ball, Adam Hurston got called for a shove.
We may see that here on the replay. Oh, yeah, backed him out all the way to the baseline.
And we're going to get another timeout. It's the Metzger Financial Services timeout. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Dale's Concrete. Call Dale's Concrete and Decorative Stamping in Lipstick for all your commercial and residential needs. Our replays tonight are brought to you by Thermal Guard. Quality windows and doors from a local company you can trust. Visit thermalguardwindowsanddoors.com or call 419-229-4273. Second timeout by the Musketeers as they trail by 15. And a long three, Cam Elworth. He lights the lamp on a Metzger Matt's Heating and Cooling three-point field goal.
Mark, in so many games, you'll see a coach, stand up and yell at his defensive player. There's nothing you can tell that defensive player. There's nothing you can do about it.
Battle for the rebound inside. It's yanked away by Easton Elworth. That will be team foul 5 as caught, I think it was Hurston, right? Yeah, yes. Hurston went over the back and through the rebounder. Team foul 5, so we will head to the other end and free throws for Easton Elworth. He shoots 88% from the free throw line on the season.
I mentioned one of the keys at the start of the game is staying out of foul trouble. And, a couple players with 2 fouls each right now.
Into the game will be Ian Halbert. That one goes. 0.6 for Easton Elworth. It's 32-13. Fort Jennings has been on that 13 for a long time. Defense has been really good from St. John's. Swick into the lane. Penetration dribble. Rebound. And we're going to get a foul. Brant Menke went up, got his own rebound, and was fouled in the process. That goes to.
Yeah, and we look at, I'll tell you, one of the things I've noticed several possessions now, Brant Menke, he's just tough. We saw him going into the paint, staying after it, getting his rebound and getting shoved. I've seen him on a couple different possessions. He just shows his toughness.
That was Cam Elworth's third foul. He headed to the bench with 20 points here in the opening half. Menke tried to get baseline, could not. Goes back to Calvin Menke out top. Swick goes inside. That shot's blocked inside.
And really, the Musketeers are getting what they want.
3 out of the corner. Bounces high and long. Fight for the rebound on side. Weikert. And he will draw a foul, head to the free throw line.
Yeah, and again, that's a tough situation right now. Giving up offensive rebounds, but they're so difficult to defend, and you just get yourself out of position defensively.
Brant Menke gets his first foul of the basketball game, and Jackson Weikert will go to the free throw line. He's an 80% free throw shooter as he makes the first one. He shoots 80%. He is 4th on his team.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I don't mean this to be bad.
But the free throw shooting for this team is outstanding. They shoot 83% from the free throw line. That's an unheard of number, especially today when it seems like free throw shooting has been on the decline recently.
Well, I go back to, when you have a coach's kids playing, they really learn the importance of it.
Solid defense caused Calvin Menke to travel. It's been a 19-7 quarter for the Blue Jays.
The Delphos St. John's puts so much pressure on you that they force you to drive, but they get you out of control a little bit. And, ended up turning the ball over, a bad pass or an awkward shot.
And we're going to get a foul out near midcourt. Tonight's scoreboard is sponsored by Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. That foul was waiting for to put it up on the board to make sure we get it right. Foul shot bounced out that time by Andrew Elwer. Andrew shoots 79% from the free throw line, and that's about 4th or 5th on his team. He makes the second. That's his first point of the game. He averages 13.5.
Well, Mark, we've always said, as former coaches and everything, free throws win games. And, even in a not a tight game, they help create that spread. Free throws win games.
Swick's in the corner with the basketball. Skip pass for him. Menke goes baseline. Calvin Menke gets into the lane, gets cut off. Solid defense. Swick's working inside, gets it tipped away from him. In a hurry, Tice McLean. To the rim he goes. Bounce pass. There's Wiekert again. He's got 10 in the basketball game, 4 on assist passes, 2 on an offensive rebound, a couple of free throws.
What
Swick
a nice pass inside on that, too.
It certainly was. That's tipped out of bounds by Tice McLean. 54.6 to go here in the quarter. It's been a great Blue Jay quarter.
You're right. They have been stuck on 13 for quite some time.
Swick inside. Got Wiekert on his back. Pull-up jumper from the foul line. Swick rebounds and will go up, and the foul will occur before he was able to get the shot up. That goes to Jackson Wiekert. Picks up the foul. Just the third team foul of the quarter. Calvin Menke on the wing. It goes to Swick. This will be a 3 out of the corner. That line drives off the back of the rim from Brant Menke. Andrew Elwer. And McLean. McLean right to the rim. He lost it going up and lost it himself. Somebody got a hand on it, then he hit it again.
Yeah, they did.
21.1 to go for the Musketeers to get a shot.
As I watch Delphos St. John's, they're so difficult to defend. I mean, every player can score. Every player can handle the ball. And they move fast, but they're under control. Very, very tough to do. And again, Fort Jennings has tried his own. They've tried the man-to-man. It's just hard to stop him.
Swick, top of the circle. To the wing it goes. Here's a bounce pass inside and stolen. Three-quarter court shot goes off the backboard from Braden Klaus. And St. John's will take a 37-13 lead after 16 minutes. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. Halftime at the Elida Fieldhouse. Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control programs, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, and installation, and more. Jerry Snodgrass, it was a 22-7 quarter for the Blue Jays.
Well, I said going into this, you and I talked about how I felt that the Musketeers would have to play a perfect game. They're not playing bad, but yet, you kind of look at that of, what was it, 2 assists and 7 turnovers?
Correct.
They started getting offensive rebounds there late in the second quarter, but, it's just things aren't going their way. And, they're not playing poorly.
Fort Jennings has led by Jaron Swick. He has 6 in the opening half. Cam Elwer has 20 for the Delphos St. John's Blue Jays, 10 for Jackson Wiekert. And talked about 8 assists for the Blue Jays right there, and a whole bunch of them went to Jackson Wiekert.
Yes, they did. And you look at some of those underneath, and you said it well that he owes them something after the game for those great passes. A couple times we saw 2 passes in a row that were so good, and that's tough to defend.
Third quarter action coming up after this. You've been watching the halftime brought to you by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Third quarter action coming up. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. As we approach second half action here from Elida, our timeouts that are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Tonight's premier sponsor is Northwest Ohio Recycling in Pandora. Paying top dollar for aluminum, copper, brass, scrap iron, and scrap cars. Call 419-384-3392. And Jerry Snodgrass, before we start, you and I both saw an old friend this evening from Fort Jennings, John Von Sosa, who coached this school to a state championship in 2000.
Yeah, I stopped and talked to him for a while, and I said, how ironic when I was doing my homework today, and his name came up so many times because of the success now, hasn't been, they've been good, but hasn't been what he had back then. So it was great to see him, and great to see him supporting, down the road.
And talk about supporting. Both of these crowds have turned out today as we head into the second half action. The winner of this game will get the winner of our next game. That's Edgerton, who's 17-8. Arlington, who's 22-3. That will be Bowling Green on the 8th of this month at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Fort Jennings basketball to start half number 2. And this will be Brant Menke with the basketball. He will hand off to Jaron Swick.
Well, Mark, the tale of the game so far is, Fort Jennings, 6 of 36 in the first half.
They missed a 3 coming out of the quarter break, and they hit the strap up top, and so it'll be St. John's basketball. This is Cam Elwer, 20 points and 3 fouls for him in the opening half. Didn't play the last 2 minutes plus of the second quarter. He goes right to the rim. His turnaround jumper will go. 22 in the game. Cam Elwer getting the game started off in the third quarter for his team.
Stop him on a drive, get him out a little further. He turns her fade away and hits a jumper.
Calvin Menke looks inside. Swick, who likes to work down inside. There's another 3 that's going to go up. That bounces off the back of the rim. Fort Jennings rebounds. Calvin Menke goes up inside. Nope, and the rebound will come to Drew Boggs. Boggs will push the basketball.
Fort Jennings is 1 of 11 from 3 right now in the game. That's really hurting them.
Jackson Weekert's 3 bounces off the rim. It will be rebounded by Owen Cavillage.
Cavillage had great position that time.
And to the rim, reverse layup, and it will bounce out. Unfortunately, we head the other way. Cam Elwer behind his back. To the corner it goes, and that one bounces off the rim. Actually, St. John's has not shot the ball that well from the three-point line
Correct.
This evening. They were 3 for 8 in the first half.
I was going to say, if there was anything that they've not done well, probably was hitting from 3.
Kick out pass. Cavillage. Skip pass to the corner. Menke goes across court, and this will be Calvin Menke.
Nothing's easy. You look at Delphos St. John's right now, and nothing is easy. Hand's always there, body's always there.
Spin move inside, off glass will go for Adam Hurston, his first basket of the game.
Good muscle inside to get that.
That was Andrew Elwer, pushes inside. Now Andrew gets a 3. That one he nails.
He had time to set his feet, really had time to get the good grip on the ball, his hands right.
3-point sponsor now is Matt's Heating and Cooling. Is your home in the energy efficient zone? Call Matt's Heating and Cooling or go to callmattsheating.com to schedule your free estimate. And we're going to get an offensive foul. That goes to Brant Menke. Brant's second. Into the basketball game will come Hudson Mag and Ian Halbert. Both of them played in the opening half. The ball will come inbounds to Andrew Elwer.
One of the few times we've seen them walk the ball up the court in this game.
Cam Elwer. That 3 bounces off the rim. Cam Elwer secures it in the corner with Swick on him. Pull-up jumper. The ball's knocked out of bounds by Boggs. And into the basketball games comes Tyson McClade and Braden Klaus.
Mark, throughout the year, I always talk about good offensive rebounders, and how I've seen so many on the court tonight, though, that they just have a sense, they just assume every ball is going to be missed. And, they're following it. They know the trajectory. They know where it's going to come off at. And most of the time, they're right. That makes guys very dangerous on the offensive board.
There's a 3 ball. We'll chalk that one up to Owen Cavillage as he makes a Matt Heating and Cooley 3-point field goal. His first basket of the game. He's got 31 of those on the season. Bounce pass inside. Weeker was rolling to the rim. And he will get Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws. Located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's, locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken. We're famous for catering, too.
Good fundamental, basic pick and roll, and a nice pass to get it there.
Jackson Weaker goes back to the rim. Talked about John Von Sossen, 2000. Last time that the Delphos St. John's Blue Jays were in the state tournament was 2017. They were champs in 49, 83, and in 2002 as he makes the second. And they played in the state tournament in 1924.
That's amazing.
1-1, lost one. Here's a move to the goal. Andrew Elwer goes up and scores inside.
What a move. What a nice move.
Andrew Elwer was 6 on the cross-dribble score.
You know, Mark, I think that's one of the things that's changed so much since our coaching days is the Euro step, that extra step. I could never teach it, I'll guarantee you. But players have really mastered it, and it's been a big, big help to them.
There's a pass inside. Swick, baseline move, and we're going to get loose ball on the floor. Swick picks it up, gets it blocked, however, by Klaus. Andrew Elwer's head of the pack and hit the official, and then hit a Blue Jay person on the bench.
Almost helped him out.
Was that not a time period when they would just bring 8 teams to Columbus and you would play like 3 games in a couple days?
Yeah, it was. And I don't know if it was always in Columbus.
That's correct.
I think there were times it was. I thought I saw some research where it was in Cleveland at one time. But you're right, bringing different teams there, and they just play.
The pass inside. Give and go play, and it went off the leg of Owen Cavillage. A couple more Blue Jays subs in the game as Maddox Krieger re-enters the game, as does Easton Elwer. 45-18 Blue Jays. 12 times they've been to the state tournament, and they've won it 3. Talking about the Blue Jays. It's a handoff. Cam Elwer, skip pass, 3-ball, splash. Chalk that up to Tice McLean. He makes a match heating and cooling 3-point field goal. There's a pass inside, it's blocked. Back up again, fighting up, scored 2 more is Adam Hurston. Good work for him.
Yeah, good hard move inside, staying after it, muscling it up, and getting the 2.
Coming off a screen on the wing is Klaus, and he loses the basketball, though, to Halbert. Halbert pushes the ball all the way down. Left-hand shot won't go for him. It's rebounded by Krieger.
Well, and 2, Cam Elwer gets up, puts a hand up and makes that a tough shot. He doesn't back away despite how many fouls he has.
And he fights his way to the rim and is going to get an and-one opportunity. And he really had to fight his way to the rim that time, Jerry.
Wow, we're going to see a great replay here. Is this guy determined or what? Feels like he's getting hammered all the way to the basket, and he doesn't stop or hesitate or complain. He just takes it up strong and gets a good old-fashioned possible 3-point play.
Replay is brought to you tonight by Thermal Guard. Quality windows and doors from a local company you can trust. Visit thermalguardwindows.com or call 419-229-4273 for your free estimate. That was the 25th point for Cam Elwer this evening. Up court in a hurry this time as Brant Menke goes to the wing. Trying to get loose as Hudson Mag. Pass inside. Bounce pass. That was really well done, and a great finish inside them by Swick. Nice ball movement, good score. Boggs, kick out pass. McLean gets another 3 and buries another 3. So he had 3 assists in the first half. He's made 2 3-point field goals here in this quarter.
Yeah, coming in, showing what he can do. He's got an open shot. He hits it.
Boggs tracks it down in the corner. Blue Jays coming the other way. Krieger looked at it. McLean, this time he goes to the rim. Overshot at that time. And Swick saves it to a teammate. Good heads-up play as Brant Menke heads the other way and scores.
That was a nice job that time by the Musketeers, getting out and going with it, taking advantage of the numbers.
We will get a Mesker Financial Services timeout from the Fort Jennings Musketeers. You're watching high school tournament basketball, WOSN. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Simplified Flooring. Simplified Flooring will make choosing your flooring simple. And tonight's premier sponsor is the Eyesight of Lima and Delphos. Dr. Underbrink at the Eyesight of Lima and Delphos provides quality, comprehensive eye care to Lima, Delphos, and surrounding areas. Visit theeyesightoflima.com for more information. Fort Jennings Musketeers, Coach Heat Tech Schulte has taken their third timeout. That's good financial services timeout.
You know, a 30-point lead. You know, it doesn't seem like that, to be honest with you, because I think the Musketeers have played so hard.
Yes.
Again, I just go right back to, you know, the shots just didn't drop. But again, you got to credit the Blue Jay defense. They come out in the zone right now.
To the 1-3-1 they go. They run three guys at Cam Messer that time. McLean hit a couple of three-pointers this quarter. To the corner it goes. Easton Elwer. And Coach Aaron Elwer decides he will take a Metzger Financial Services timeout. 1:29 to go here in quarter three. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. Tonight's scoreboard is sponsored by Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living in your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Timeouts today are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com.
Mark, we came out, you know, right there. When we came back, we saw a panorama of that crowd.
Yes.
And, you know, I know we always have them, but it just seems like this is good old basketball where both communities support like you cannot believe.
Boggs' shot won't go as he tried to get a left-hander up to the glass coming out of the timeout. Fort Jennings rebounds and will go the other way. Calvin Menke tries to work inside. Got a good back cut that time for Brant Menke. Another good pass inside, and that shot won't go for Swick inside. Here's a pass ahead into the rim. And finishing in transition is Tyson McLean. He's got 8 all in this quarter.
And playing extremely well. 2 threes and a shot right there.
Another back cut and a reverse layup. Jaron Swick's in double figures with 10.
Both teams really taking advantage of that baseline backdoor. That takes a very solid pinpoint pass to make that connect.
McLean, under half a minute to go. McLean goes inside again. Bounce pass, lays it into the hands of Andrew Elward. He's got 8 now.
They just pass the ball so well. You know, guys open, they find him, no hesitation.
Swick. Wing pass. Hudson Mag. Back to Swick again. Measuring it, wants to get last shot of the quarter, but instead it's going to be a 3 from Calvin Menke at the buzzer. That will make it a 58-29 St. John's leads as we go to the fourth. You're watching high school tournament basketball WOSN. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Dale's Concrete. Call Dale's Concrete and Decorative Stamping Leipzig for all your commercial and residential needs. Our scoreboard tonight is brought to you by Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living in your backyard every day with luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. That was a 21-16 quarter in favor of the St. John's Blue Jays. Did you think they scored 21 in the quarter?
No.
I didn't realize that.
No.
It's just so efficient what they did.
I was just going to say that, you know, when you don't have that many possessions, but you're connecting on an unbelievable percentage of those, it just seems like just they're not running it up, or, you know, they're not building on that lead, and you're right.
Fort Jennings had 16 in the quarter. That's their best quarter of the evening as well to get it to 58-29. It'd be Blue Jays basketball. Pass inside. Andrew Elwer backs down, steps through. Tremendous footwork.
How about that?
He's got 10 now in the game.
You think pivoting is important in a game of basketball?
Hold that pivot foot down and make all those moves. Swick goes to the lane, and his shot bounces out. Boggs will go the other way. We got players down. McLean, ball fakes. Everybody got back up and into the game. Boggs gets the rebound. And it almost knocked us over.
Yes. Boy, he got up on that, though.
He really did. And you know what? We got to both clarify something. To call all those comedians at WSN, neither one were at the game in 1924 when Delphos St. John's played in their first state tournament.
Yeah, but every single one of them think that we were.
Well, yes, that's correct. Calvin Menke to the wing it goes. Swick. Jaron goes down in the corner to Cavillage. Owen looks. Bounce pass. They run backdoor cut again. And this time he gets pushed out of bounds. This will go against Tice McLean, his second. Hopping up off the bench, Braden Klaus will enter the basketball game, and he will replace Drew Boggs.
You know, you're seeing that a lot more. You know, it's a ball side backdoor cut. You know, defense is playing pretty tight because it's ball side, and just, you know, a little fake, a little jab out and backdoor. If it's a pass is right on the money, then you got it.
Calvin Menke with the basketball, and to the wing it goes to Owen Cavillage. Cavillage passes it down inside, little spin move inside. That was short from Adam Hurston. Blue Jays basketball going the other way. To the wing, Braden Klaus. Tice McClain. Cam Elwer looking at 25. Make it, it spun out on him. I had that in my book. Swick rebounds. 10 points in the game for Jaron. Lob pass inside, and a strong move will go inside. Basket to Adam Hurston.
Hurston has been very strong on the inside.
Played well here in the second half. He's got 6 points. McClain goes to the rim and will draw contact. And we will get a pair of free throws brought to you tonight by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's while you're locally owned and operated. Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Here's McClain, 74% free throw shooter.
On one hand, I'd say, where did Tice McClain come from? He's just been all over the court, you know, both offensively and defensively.
This will bring Eli Swick into the game. He wears number 14 for St. John's. McClain will shoot his second free throw, make that one. That will give him 9 in the game, and he will be replaced by Easton Elwer.
McClain goes 100-mile-an-hour all the time, even when he checked out of the game. I think he's running faster than most people, just going down and high-fiving.
Halbert into the lane, spin move for him, and that will go. Ian Halbert's first basket of the game. Cam Elwer. Ball fake into the rim, and that one went off glass, and he will draw contact on a foul from behind.
Yeah, you know, he lost control of it just a little bit because what a crossover move that was.
Third foul on Ian Halbert. And to the free throw line, Cam Elwer. He makes that free throw. That's his 26th point of the game.
That crossover at the top of the key there just got him wide open.
That one as well. I think one of those hit the rim tonight.
Yeah, one did. Yep. I kept track ever since that one.
Brant Menke trying to get inside. Swick into the lane. Rebound. Easton Elwer. Cam Elwer. Eli Swick had it for a moment. Eli wears number 14. Klaus now. And right to the rim. Easton Elwer. And will draw contact as he fights his way to the rim.
You know, nice ball movement here, and again, nice solid move inside. You know, I think one of the big strengths, you know, of course, obviously the Blue Jays have great scorers. Obviously they have great talent. I think one of their biggest keys, they're great rebounders. All 5 of them, or 6 or 7, whoever comes in.
Yeah, they don't have it with great size.
Right.
They do it with positioning and going after the ball, and oftentimes the rebound goes to the guy who is the first off the floor, not necessarily the guy who jumps the highest.
And they're deceivingly strong.
Alex Heron
Cam Elwer looks it, but they're deceivingly very strong.
Here's a steal. Easton Elwer pushes it down the floor and gives it up. Ball stripped away from Heron. In a hurry the other way, Brant Menke. Swick to the rim, reverse layup. A little too much English that time. Cam Elwer rebounds. Head up, eyes looking all the time. 3 out of the corner, Easton Elwer.
Yeah, and you got to give Cam Elwer credit on that one.
Easton Elwer becomes a double-figure score, and we get a timeout. 4:26 to go. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. Tonight's premier sponsor is Northwest Ohio Recycling in Pandora, paying top dollar for aluminum, copper, brass, scrap iron, scrap cars. 419-384-3392. Tonight's presenting sponsor, Simplified Flooring. Simplified Flooring will make choosing your flooring simple. That was the second timeout called by Coach Aaron Elwer.
I haven't talked too much about him. I'm with, sons playing and all, but he just has the best demeanor on the court. You can tell that, it's one thing to have talent. There's no doubt. But somebody's got to build that talent.
Right.
And you have to have the right rapport with your players. And I just love his demeanor on the court.
Sometimes it's harder to coach talent than average kids. This pass goes to the wing. Noah Schrader checked in a moment ago. He wears number 22 for Fort Jennings. This is Sam Durer. He checked in as well. He wears number 3. Skip pass will go into the corner. This is Hudson Mag. Oh, his shot bounced out. Rebound comes to Aiden Swick, who wears number 4 for St. John's. Eli Swick to the lane. That shot's blocked from behind by Hudson Mag. And this is Mag with the basketball now. Into the rim and scoring his first basket is Sam Durer. Sam Durer.
We've said this many times too, Mark, when teams get a pretty good lead and you can get a lot of other players playing time, that just does nothing but build you not only for the future, but if you're in foul trouble or if somebody gets hurt.
Makes practice a whole lot more fun, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
We're going to get a foul as Tice McClain will bounce off a Musketeer. Tice will pick up his third foul.
Yeah, we see it.
Tice McClain will head to the bench.
I love his energy, too.
Yeah, Grady March will replace him. Looks like the St. John's starters are done for this evening. Number 22 is Schrader. This 3 is going to go up from Duray, and he's got back-to-back baskets. This one from the three-point line.
Mark, I just talked about Coach Elwer, but also with Coach Steckschulte, what he's built. I talked early on about players buy in. He's developed some good talent, winning season. Again, building a foundation for even more tradition there.
Trying to get inside is Martz. This is Martz with the basketball now. Grady into the lane he goes. Yeah, these are the guys who get to guard people named Elwer in practice.
Yes.
Aiden Swick will be the inbounder.
If I were coaching, I would be begging. I think they're going to call an offensive.
Yeah, that's correct.
Pushed off. I would really want to watch a Delphos St. John's practice.
Agreed.
Because how they're so fundamental in catching the ball. Stuff that, sometimes, great talent, you don't have to teach that stuff. They do.
Yes.
And catching the ball, pivoting that we talked about earlier, just fundamental basketball.
Well, our good friend Dave Bowen watched one of their practices earlier this year. He told me that the concept that night was defense, and everything was just spot on with every kid listening.
Yeah.
How to play, where to play, how to get to this particular spot, deny this, take that away, help on this.
And not just with the starters.
Correct.
With all players.
Left-handed shot in the lane will not go for Braden Knippen.
And that's kind of how every shot has been tonight. When I go back that first half statistic of 6 of 36, that just everything's been that way.
That shot was a bit hard for Maddox Krager. The rebound will come to Hudson Mag. And this will be Calvin Menke set things up. Here's a 3 that's going to go up.
Nice shot.
Ball. Yeah, chalk that one up to Hudson Mag. He made one earlier today. That gives him 6, and we're going to get a timeout to get some players into the basketball game. Timeout for us also. You're watching high school tournament basketball, WOSN. Quick timeout just to get players into the game. Good thing that coaches do. I see number 35, Austin Arnold, has entered the game. So is number 20, Ian Fairchild. And I'm looking to see if we got somebody else I haven't chalked up yet. Number 22, Evan Martz, is in the basketball game. I think St. John's got them all in now. Number 30 entered. That's Adler Pottis for Fort Jennings. Also number 20, Landon Steckschulte, is in the game. I'm looking around to see if we got everybody's name called. Number 10 is out here. That's Nick Breston. Into the lane. Jump shot in the lane. Nope. Rebound, however, comes to Martz. Shot short. Battle for the rebound will come to Hudson Mag. A couple of Musketeers waiting to check in the basketball game as well. Both coaches trying to get everybody into this regional semifinal contest.
Which is great. You know, you played in a regional game. I don't care when you're coming in, and it just helps build you for the future.
DeRay rebounds on the backside. Here's a long three that will bounce off the backboard and scramble for the ball. It will stay with the Musketeers. That will bring number 5, Wyatt Gasser, into the game. And number 32, and that is Jeremy Mag, into the basketball game. So as I look at my score sheet, each coach got 15 guys into the game this evening.
Great
30 seconds to go. Yep. A short jumper. That bounces off the back of the rim by Podest. We're going to have a post-game show for you in just a moment. Finish this one up, take a quick break. 3 out of the corner will not fall for Fairchild.
They want Fairchild to score.
Yes, they do.
Look, a student crowd favorite.
And he does. Ian Fairchild. And why they're pushing him, Jerry, I think that's his first points of the season.
That's great.
Yeah, going to get a little hand from his team. His coach just high-fives him. And that makes everybody, if you're wearing a white jersey, happy. St. John's 69, Fort Jennings 41. Postgame coming up in a moment. You're watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN. We're back at the Elida Fieldhouse for the final time. Our postgame show tonight is brought to you by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization and weed control programs, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, and installation, and more. Mark Shine, Jerry Snodgrass. Jerry, we got a stat page in front of us, but it was really just a very well-played game by both teams, but especially for Delphos St. John's.
And, you know, you're right. A well-played game by both teams. But the story of the game, I still think, is that 22 out of 76 in that first half and maybe the first 2 possessions of the second. And that's just hard to overcome. In fact, they shot 29% for the game. Fort Jennings did. So that's very, very tough to overcome.
A really good year for them. They're going to finish 19-7. Got the foundation built for a good program, as you mentioned multiple times. They had quarter scores of 6-7, 16, and 12. Led in scoring night by Jaron Swick, and the senior is going to graduate as Player of the Year in his conference this year.
Yeah, and well-deserved on that. You know, he fought hard on the inside and had some big buckets. You know, it's still, though, you know, I said it's going to be tough for them to play from behind.
Yep.
And that third quarter, I think, did them in. You know, they were hanging in, but getting that far behind, you know, they're just not a team that plays that kind of speed to try to do that.
Then it really got away from St. John's. Quarter scores 15, 22, 21, and 11. They got 27 from Cam Elwer, 11 from Jackson Weikert, 10 each from Andrew Elwer and Easton Elwer. I wanted to pull up Cam's stat page really quickly. 7 of 10 from the field, 11 of 11 from the free throw line. He had 11 rebounds, and he had 4 assists and 2 block shots.
You know, if I were a young player, you know, parents that want to bring, you know, couldn't get into this game, but you know, wouldn't you love to watch him play?
Yes.
In fact, for that matter, a lot of the Delphos St. John's players, it's so fundamental. And, you know, yeah, he's a good shooter, but he does everything well. He's a fun player to watch, and they're a fun team to watch.
Our postgame today has been brought to you by Ricker Lawn and Landscape. Contact Ricker Lawn and Landscape for all your lawn care needs, including fertilization, weed control programs, aerating, hydro seeding, irrigation service, installation, and more. Thank the athletic director, Mr. Dave Evans, who must live in this building during tournament time, as many games as they do here. And our crew this evening, that's been Wayne Getz did our production and replays today. Zach Keith and Kelsey Beimer did our camera work. Thank you for their work as well. Delphos St. John's will now play at Bowling Green State University on Saturday at 3 p.m. They will play the winner of our next game. That would be Edgerton and Arlington in the regional championship. Delphos St. John's 69, Fort Jennings 41. You've been watching high school tournament basketball on WOSN.